Welcome everyone. We got a great one by Metallica off their new record, 72 Seasons. This song got more twists and turns in Lombard Street in San Francisco. I actually drove that street. A lot of fun, great city. A couple things really drew me to this song. Robert Trujillo's killer intro bass lick. It alone is worth the price of admission. And some great riffs in here by Mr. James Hetfield. So we're getting metal today. Hold on. I don't know if my arthritic hands can do it. Okay, so with that said, I am in standard tuning, and as always, my tab is linked right below. I wrote out the tab for this, so you have the correct or follow the lesson for it with the tab. And we'll talk about that at the end. So if you want to fast forward, it'll be towards the end. But anyhow, what we're going to start out with is 4 measures with 4 counts. That's Rob's bass intro. All right. And then we got a couple muted chucks, and we're going to work off an F sharp 6-string octave. All right. So basically, it's going to be. Let me do the chucks. So we're going from the 6th string 2nd fret, 4th string 4th fret back to 6. And then what we do is go to the 5th string. We're going to hit the 3rd fret with a bend and release, and then we'll hit the 2nd fret and hold that note. All right, so all together to that point, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're going to hold that note, and what's important here, when we hit that last note on the 2nd fret, that's 1, and then we count 2, 3, 4, another set of 4 straight counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, then another set of 4, but when we get to 3, something happens. All right, so we're going to do 4 measures of this, so we'll count, like I said, do the lick as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So the first time we're going to do just a slide down, catch 14 and slide down. All right. Second time, they changed the lick. We're going to do the octave, and then we're going to pull down on the 2nd fret, and then release to the open. If I could play it. Then we do our count, all right? The second time is another slide from 14. All right, and then the third time we go back to that first lick and repeat it. And what we'll do there is when we count, we'll go through, like I said, up to 4, then another set of 4. When we get to the 3 this time, we're going to do a slight bend on the 3rd fret and release. And go quickly into the octave for the next part with the pull off to open. So let me show you that. All right, I'm going to come in from the 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we hit the open A, he's going to count 2, 3, 4, and then he's going to do the old pickup toggle switch. So you have your rhythm pickup off on its volume knob. You're down in the bridge pickup, and you're going to toggle up and down, which will turn it off and on. Okay, we'll do that 5 times. 4 for the count, and then 1 into the last 3 counts before we do something else, which this case is another slide. All right, I'm going to play that with the pickup switch from the A. We'll do the little 3 bend and release, and then slight bend again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that pickup on and off and that count gets us to another 2 times through this lick with the third fret, I'm sorry, second fret held, and then the open A string. The difference is the count is only one set of 4. And then you'll hear Kurt come in with a pick slide. During that 4 count, don't listen to the pick slide count, because Kurt's pick slide goes a little bit into 1. So you'll hear, so you'll be counting. Then we come in with those chords. So the chords are C sharp, C to B power chords, and then just a single E note on the 6th string open. All right, at that point, we're going to introduce the main riff. It's really a great variation on that intro riff that we did here. We're going to start with those octaves and bend that 5th string. But what we're going to do is go into a B power chord and add some notes to that chord. So it'll sound like this. So what we're doing is we're keeping our middle finger on that 4th string, and we're going to hit the open 5th string to the 2nd fret. We'll hit that, and then the 3rd fret, and then back to 2. So that 2 is really just a B power chord, all right? All right, so one little minutia is we're not going, all right, we're kind of hanging just slightly on that 6th string. Everything else follows is in time, but that 6th string is just held slightly longer. And there's some palm muting there with those notes. So it's really hard to express where the palm muting is and isn't. Really, you got to listen to the song, play along with it, and it's not really hard palm muting, it's just a semi that he lets off to. So again, listen for that specific. All right, we're going to repeat this main riff 4 times. All right, after that, on the 2nd time through, we're going to hit the 2nd fret of the 6th string twice before going to the octave on 4, and then we're going to hit B to C power chords with 2 chucks. So I'm going to do that lick 4 times, and then we'll go into the B and C that I just spoke of, so you can see how to work. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I got ahead of myself there. So what we're doing when we go from the B to C, all right, we're going to actually play that with 2 chucks between. So B to C, 2 chucks, B to C, 2 chucks. We'll come back one more time. So 3 times total. When we get to that 3rd B, all right, no chucks, no move to C, we're going to go into the verse. So we have this. All right, we're going to start off with that lick. So 2 hits on an E string, and then we're going to slide from 5 to 7 on the 5th string and catch the 6th string 5 to 6. Then we're going to do 2 more hits on that 6th string. Then what we're doing is basically from the 1st fret slid into the G chord here on the 3rd fret. There's 2 chucks between, and we'll do that twice. The 3rd time we're going to slide in and out. So it all it just flows really nice. So maybe I said two chucks, but the last one into the B and out is just a single E, palm muted. Alright, so that is the verse lick. Alright, after that we're into the pre-chorus. So moving to the pre-chorus, what we're going to do is slide from a D to E power chord, then hit that E again and slide up to G, and then we strike E power chord again, and then the 6th string open. So it will sound like this. Then we come back and slide from our D to E. We'll hit that kind of a chuck and then 2 quick up and down. And then another open E. Now we're going to repeat the first half again with our slide to G, back to E. The second time we're going to slide into the D to E. We'll do a little chuck and then an E. Then we're going to do 6 to 5, and these are just notes. Later in the song these start doing some chords and stuff, and we'll talk about that minutia, but this pattern will repeat and it'll modulate. So I'm going to do the last half of this. Alright, so we just moved 6 to 5. So the whole thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat again, but instead of the 5/6, what we're going to do, we're going to do a walk up. Alright, that walk up will be open E to the first fret, and then we're going to play an F sharp power chord. Alright, that's taking us into the chorus. Let me do that very last half of that pre-chorus, and I'll go into the chorus and then we'll explain it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for the chorus, we'll be doing a couple of pedal notes as we move through these chords. We're going to start with an F sharp chord, pedal twice on the F sharp note, 6th string palm muted, and then we're going to go to a C to B power chord and palm mute that open 6th string again. Alright, so follow me on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, at that point we're going to play a B chord, but we're going to add an F sharp over it. So F sharp over B. Then we're going to hit pedal twice on that F sharp again to our C to B. Palm muted 6th, and then to an A. Alright, so we have this so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. After we hit that A, we're going to pedal twice on the open A string. Alright, then we'll go back to our CB. Pedal on the 6th string muted to a G chord. So after the G, we come to the C and B. And a palm muted 6th and go right back around, just like we have. So we have this. So that F sharp is where we begin again. Alright, so I'm going to go through that chorus and you'll see what changes the second time through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so I'll stop there like I said. So when we come around the second time, when we get to the G and do our C to B, what we're doing is a quick octave. I really had to slow this down and listen, and it's not real clear because it's so fast. But I really feel strongly that he's doing, because we've done the F sharp octave, and it's a great way to come back into this little walk down and walk up into the main lick. All right, so we'll get from our C to B. So we're playing the 4th string, 4th fret to the 2nd fret, 6th string, and then right to the 5th string at 4, 3, 2. And we do our walk up again. And then the lick. That 4, 3, 2 has some vibrato and held just a slight bit. Then we do a walk up. So we're basically going from F sharp to a B, to an A, to a G, and back to a round. That main riff takes us into verse 2. All right, verse 2 is just like we've learned. Same with the pre and chorus. All right, so the pre-chorus and chorus played just like we've learned. And that will take us to the bridge. So after we go through, like I said, the chorus again, we're going to come out of those notes. All right, and then what we do is we stop. Then what we do is, like I said, the similar pattern that we did up here with the pre-chorus. We're going to take it, modulate it to E. We're going to change the notes, all right? So the notes are, the position, I should say, will change to the 6th string. So what he does, and I watched him do this live, because I wasn't sure if he's just anchoring his 4th finger here. But it looks like he's coming into the chord and playing that octave note instead of on the open E string. He's playing, because we're ending on F sharp, not E, we've moved it. We're playing the F sharp on the 4th string. All right, so we have this. See how we came in from E to F sharp and then small chukka and 2 hits and then that note. This is played very cleanly, so you can't be sloppy like I'm showing here, and please excuse that. I'm trying to show you the song. I'm not worrying about playing it exactly perfect. So please forgive that, but it is played very cleanly. All right, there, when we do it the second time through, remember our notes are, all right, they are, the first time through, because we're in E, we're going from A sharp to A, all right? Now we're at F sharp, so we don't have another string to go to. We'll go to the octave, and we're going to go C to B. See that C to B? All right, so it's all a part of this memorable song. All right, so. he will do that for the bridge twice through, all right? And twice through meaning we'll go through it, and then the CB, and then that whole thing repeats. That's the bridge. Now, the bridge leads us right into the solo. The solo continues this. Again, it's the solo rhythm here, so it's a little less in the mix. But if you download, they do have the isolated guitar tracks for this, and you can hear he's definitely doing this exact same rhythm, including that note. So we'll do that for another 2 sets or a measure, okay? Then we're going to modulate it again, down a set of strings. I say down because I'm looking at the fretboard, but really we're going to an A, all right? So we just take everything, move it to an A. He's not so prominent on this B note. It's more of it just plays the chord. Alright, so you saw the second time we got to that last half of the lick, we're playing these notes. Alright, so we're playing the let's see, what is that? That is an F to E. We're using 4th root. And then I notice it's very obvious he comes up to the 5th position and plays that F to E. All right, so let me play that measure of A, because we only do this through one measure. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of harder to show slow. Oh, you get the idea. It's in my notes. All right, so measure of A, then we're back to our measure of F sharp. And after that next measure, we will come to our second B, C to B. There I go again, dyslexic time. We're going to do a lick. All right, that's going to take us to an interlude. All right. So what we do there is a palm muted 5th string 3-2 open, landing on the 6th string 3rd fret twice. Then we come back 2nd fret open to the 3rd fret and 2nd fret of the 6th string, landing on a 6th with, a C chord with the 6th string G note over it. So G over C. Alright, so we have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, then it goes into a killer part. God, this sounds so heavy. It's just really awesome. Alright, so this interlude, we got 4 measures. Alright, the first quarter measure starts with a chuck and then an open 6th string hammered into 2. Then we're going to hit 2 again to open, and then 2 twice again, but holding that last 2. All right, so we have this. All right, next time through, what we're going to do is play that open 6th hammered into 2, and then hit the open 5th string to the 6th string 2nd fret. All right, so we'll have this to that point. Then we come down and play the 5th string 3-2 open to the 6th string 3. All right, so like I said, really heavy lick. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, at that point, we're going to repeat the first quarter measure. So after that, we're playing 4 hits of a palm muted E, and 4 hits of a 6th root palm muted A. So let me do this for you slowly so you can see how it all fits together. 1, 2, 3. So that repeats 4 times. The next measure after that is like this second quarter of it, where we go to the A string and we move 3-2 open back to 3. Let me play it for you. All right, so I'm going to do the last of the 4 measures in the interlude with that lick. And then I'll go into the pre-chorus so you can see how all this fits together. And we'll go over that last lick then. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, I got us into the pre-chorus. The last lick, like I said, is that second quarter measure where we go to the A string. After we get to the G, we're going to hit 6 to 5. And then be able to go right to a D and the pre-chorus. Alright, really cool lick there. Just a great way of taking us into the pre-chorus 3. After that, we've got chorus 3, which is just like we've learned. And then we got bridge 2. Now, bridge 2 is a little different. It's shorter. We start out with the lick, the main lick. We're going to only do it twice. And then we're going to go to the B, C. So we're going to do 3 sets of chucks and then a B, C slid down to take us to the outro. All right, so bridge 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, then we start the outro. So nice little bridge to get us into this outro. For the outro, we got Kurt and James splitting up here. I'm going to go over both parts. Kurt plays some octaves, and we'll talk about those. James starts it out for a half measure, and then Kurt comes in for the other half. And then the very last measure, they modulate and end for a half measure of it. So James starts with a set of power chords. Like I said, that'll repeat 4 times. After the first 2, Kurt comes in. Basically, we're playing an E power chord into an A, then A sharp, and then we're going to do an open 6 string to a G chord, open 6 string to an F sharp, and F. All right, so it'll sound like this. So we'll do that, like I said, another set. Kurt comes in, do another 2 times through. So let's do 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, the last 2 times what we're doing is, I notice it sounds like James is playing the E up here with a B over it. Alright, so we're going to do, let's just call it an E, the B is over it, to a B, alright, and then we move down to an A sharp, and an open 6 string to a G chord. After that G chord, we're going to go up to, back to, I should say, that A sharp, alright. That's once. Second time through, when we get to the G, we're going to go to an F sharp and then end on an E power chord. so let's do one set with the A to A sharp, and then we'll go into the E to B. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So Kurt's octave parts, you guys know how to play an octave. I'm just going to speak to the main note on the 5th string. So we're going to be playing 7, 13, 12. Then we do a 6th string, basically palm muted, to 10. And then 9, 8. All right, Kurt will do that twice with James, because remember, he came in late. Okay, so for the last half measure, what Kurt does is he's going to go 7, this is on the 5th string again, remember, to 14, 13, and then 10, 13. He'll do that again up to the 10. And then he goes to 11, and then what I call a big E. So we have... Alright, so that big E is just an E power chord where we play the 6th string open and the 1st and 2nd. So that'll get you all of Kurt's part. Anyway, great song, wonderful rhythm. I did write out the solo. I took the time to go over the solo. I have to say I'm slowing down enough that I just don't really enjoy playing solos note for note anymore. So this one I did spend the time, that's why I've been away for a while, figuring out the solo. So it's written out if you want to go over it in my tab there. There's some things different from the tab online that I think he's doing. Other than that, it's just a fun song to play, which is a big theme of my channel. I love fun songs to play. So